How many of you have ever had this overwhelming feeling of anxiety before doing something important? Maybe you're giving a Spanish presentation, or maybe it's anxiety about leading your first chapter meeting. Well, I know how you feel, so I wanted to share what gets me through those little moments of self-doubt. How I work through my anxiety of moments of like, am I really going to get up there in front of all these people and speak? So to tell the story effectively, there's something you need to know about me. I love theater. When I was a little kid, I couldn't get into anything. Sports were just not my thing, and I stunk at the chess club my mom made me sign up for. Eventually, I tried out for my local production of Frozen Junior. Now, I had just worked through some pretty severe speech issues with the help of speech therapy, so this wasn't what anyone thought I was going to try, but I went in for the audition, and I actually landed the starring role of Kristoff, and here is a little clip of how that show went.
Reindeers are better than reindeers are better than people. Sven, don't you think that's true? Yeah, people will be to encourage you. Everyone matters. Aw, thanks, buddy. But people's love better than reindeers. Sven, don't you think I'm right? I'm not against you, but I'll accept you. You got me. Let's call it a night. Good night. Don't let the frost bite.
So I definitely was not the greatest actor when I was 9, but I had found something that I loved, something that made me want to get up there and sing. Even if it was terrifying, even if I wasn't any good, I never even noticed. I just got up there and did what I loved. Did you know that drama has so many benefits, from teaching kids better teamwork mentality to helping them with their public speaking skills? That's including volume, enunciation, and inflection. Surprise, surprise, performing in front of a lot of people that you don't know also helps with confidence. Eventually, I think I got a little better. I even learned to stop laughing with the audience while I was on stage. So I kept doing shows, probably about 4 a year at one point, and the last musical I was in was actually 2 years ago in my middle school production of Mary Poppins, where I played Burke, and here's a little clip from that.
Up where the smoke is all billowed and curled, between pavement and stars is a chimney sweep's world, where there's hardly no day nor hardly no night. There's things that fit shadow and halfway in light. On the rooftops of London, woo, what a sight!
The biggest memory I have from Mary Poppins, and really all my shows in general, is before the show. You would think it would be the show itself that I looked back on, but no, it was getting ready in hair and makeup. I felt practically giddy every time because there was just this anticipation of getting on stage and being surrounded by some of my best friends in the world and singing my heart out. It didn't even occur to me that I should be worried that in 30 minutes, all my friends and family and people I'd never met before were going to be in those red auditorium seats watching me, because I was really there for me, because it was just what I loved. The next year, in September, I was in high school, and everything was focused on getting straight A's and being involved in clubs. I went until November, not thinking about anything but those two things, until I saw an audition sheet for my high school's a cappella. I hadn't sung in so long, and I was a 9th grader and thoroughly embarrassed by just about everything I did. This was also conveniently when I started to have some more anxiety. A Pew survey found that 70% of teens say that anxiety and depression is amongst the most severe problems that they see in their peers. I definitely saw it in some of my friends at the time, and I even saw it in myself on occasions. But I worked up the nerve to audition, and I got into a cappella, and I even had a solo in our competition set. Singing, when you think about it, is just it's this terrifying thing of opening yourself up to the world. It's like But that's what makes a performance so good. You can see the emotion in the actor or the actress. But I felt awful. I could only see the people in the audience with me and not anyone on stage or what I was doing. I could only think I'm going to be awful and everyone is going to point and laugh at me like a bad coming of age high school movie moment. Until I just sat down and I thought back to that Frozen performance. How I wasn't nervous then because I had been doing it for me, because I'd been doing it because I loved it. So I slowed my breathing, I got up and I got onto that stage and I sang. And we lost, but that's not the point. Today I still have some of those big feelings of anxiety before I do things like, I don't know, give a TED talk at International Convention, for example. But I work through it and I remind myself that I'm here and speaking because this is something I love. And as long as I remember that, even if I lose my competition or you all think this talk stinks, that doesn't matter. Because I did it because it's something I love to do. And I will continue to apply this ideology when I'm giving that Spanish presentation or when I lead my next chapter program. Thank you.